No. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. You're in a marriage. If it's a marriage, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I just don't understand the concept of the shit needing to be 50-50. I don't get it. I don't understand that concept. I think that's why it's so hard for me to grasp my mind.
What?
That shit needs to be 50-50.
I think it should be half.
What should it be then? 60-40?
It should be what it is.
What is it? Because it's that's too general. It should be a partnership.
It's not about it being general, right? What's good for my relationship is that I know if I can do, I'm going to do for my other half. If I can't do, my other half can do, then that's what she's gonna do for me. Like, I'm not gonna sit there with a fucking notepad. Right. All right.
No, who the fuck gonna do that?
Yeah, but that's what it sounds like with this 50-50 shit.
On these, I'm telling you, men are the main ones upset.
But you know why? You know why though?
Because
some of these females be taking advantage of these motherfuckers. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Trying to milk them for everything they got, not fucking doing nothing. You taking them out and all this shit. They don't even want to pay for a tip.
Hence, that girl that everybody's getting on now, who was talking about, if a guy's with me, he need to pay for everything. My nails, my feet, all this bullshit.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something? Mm-hmm. So, one, I don't think she's wrong.
What?
Let me tell you. Let me just explain.
Let her talk.
She is saying, and of course people just take stuff and run with it, but she is saying, because after she posted that, I went to her page because I saw everybody was this fat bitch.
Damn. Nah.
What?
They went off on
bro, it's IG.
Before she really said this stuff. Like,
she really said it.
Yo, Facebook.
It was on her page.
Yeah.
So I went to her Facebook name. I went to her.
You said she looked like a potato.
Like a big potato.
I went to her Facebook page. She's cute in the face, but she's a big girl. Anyway, she's lumpy too.
Yeah,
but
a potato.
I went on her Facebook page. Excuse me. Went on her Facebook page and went down, and she had a live, and she was talking about it. Then I really understood what she was saying.
What she said?
Even when she posted it, I knew what she was saying.
What she said?
Because I kind of think like that, but not all the way like that. So she said, she was basically saying, if I can pay my own bills, which is 23, whatever this number she kept saying, 23.54. Let's just say that's the number, right? She pays her light, her gas, her rent, her blah, blah, blah. And she can do that on her own.
Right.
On her own. Not without help, not by assistance, whatever.
Can she?
She is. She is doing it. No, she has a hair business, whatever she has. I don't know. She could be lying. Who the hell knows? But she said, if I can do it by myself, then whatever man she gets with. She didn't say any woman. She wasn't advocating for if a man ain't shit if he can't do it. That's not what she was saying. She was saying whatever man that I personally get with, because I pay all my bills on 100%, he needs to pay that 100%. That's the part I don't agree with. That's the part I said I don't agree with.
That's the part everybody flamed though.
What's the part you agree with?
I said I understand what she was saying because I kind of think that way too.
But I don't understand. Yeah. Where's the similarity? And where's the difference?
The similarity is I feel like right now, right? I had this conversation with this guy I'm talking to right now. I said, I never lived with a guy. I never lived with a man. I've always lived by myself or whatever. I sustain myself. I can pay all my bills, whatever, comfortably and not have to ask for help.
We
right?
got all that.
Fine. I'm not toot my own horn. Whatever. So what I'm saying is, if I get with a man, I'm not doing all of that stuff. There's no benefit of me living with a man if I'm doing the same things I was doing when I was by myself.
So what do you want him to do?
You want me to do everything?
Yeah, let her finish.
What do you want him to do?
He needs to be able to pay our overhead at I don't want to say minimum, but he needs to be
minimum. That's what it sounds like.
Hey,
yo, you know what? Just say it how you want to say it.
Overhead.
Say it how you want to say it.
Because I was doing it by myself. I'm not going half. We're not roommates. If you're my man, then you're supposed to be paying.
Why?
Wow.
Because you're my man.
What?
So wait, because you was paying
his
his
woman. What are you supposed to be doing?
Yeah, we supposed to be second bread.
Men always with this bullshit. What are you doing? I'm not doing nothing but fucking and laying up. That's what I'm doing.
But why wouldn't he just go to DR and fuck a bunch of chicks there or something, or like Colombia or some shit?
What is that? What?
You
Yeah. Like, I get what you said, but you have to say it like that.
She said, all
it was a little weird.
Look, you asked her, she said, I'm staying home and I'm fucking. That sounds like you just get, you know what I mean?
I was being sarcastic. Please don't take it as
we're just
I'm
talking,
trying to
right?
use. Yes, because when you use the word benefit, people say, "Oh, you trying to use him? You trying to use him?" No, but there's a.
reality.
But yes, the reality is, why would I get with a man and he can't do. Where's the value? What's the point of me being with somebody if I'm doing the same exact things I was doing by myself?
Can I ask you a question?
What are you doing?
Can I ask you a question? I just want a question, right?
I'm about to blow this shit up. So what you just said?
Wait. I have a question, right? I have a question, right? So I get that's the mindset that you're using for the conversation, right? And as a woman, you're saying, why would I be in this relationship? Where's the value? If the things that I'm doing by myself, I still have to do them with you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why would the man be with
I'm
you?
not articulating it.
Why would the man be with you? Because the scenario, their example is the same for either gender. Because the man's living by himself, he's paying all his own bills.
He's.
What?
Yes. No, I was thinking.
Yeah, the man's living by himself, he's paying all his own bills. He's not with you. Now y'all get together. He's still paying all of his own bills, but now his bills are.
He's not paying all of his own bills.
He's paying y'all bills.
Yes. And some of the things that he was doing on his own, yes, some of the things that he was doing on his own, I would be picking up those other things.
Like
right?
What?
Like what?
Cooking, cleaning, taking care of his kids.
You said cook?
You're assuming man has kids. I'm not talking about. Right, you can have kids. Most women have kids.
Okay.
You can have kids.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is,
Wait, I'm talking about some liquor.
I'm not even talking.
Oh,
I just looked at you. Okay.
that's it. Wait, I
We're
just
not
wanted
gonna fight. Relax.
so what I'm saying is, there's the conversation always gets focused around the monetary part because that's what we're talking about, the money, the money piece. But if we're talking about just the money piece, the conversation holds no weight. The argument holds no weight if we're talking about just the money, because the things you mentioned weren't money.
Nope.
You're talking about other intangible things that, yes, are very important and need to get done. And if he has children,
That's the trade-off.
we're not talking about the trade-off.
Okay.
What we're talking about is that
Because you said I'm sorry.
what we're talking about is that your women in this conversation are making a statement that if I'm doing all these things in regards to my bills by myself without you, why do I need to be doing them if I'm with you? We're talking about straight money.
Because okay. Let me think about this before I say it, because I want to say it the right way.
Right.
I think I've said this before, but I want to say it in a different way where it applies to the situation. When men and women live together, there's an assumed responsibility on both parts. People may not say it, but it is. That's just the fact of that's just life.
Okay.
If a man is living with a woman, he expects to come home and the house to be clean. Wait. He expects to come home and sometimes find a hot plate of food.
If we both work.
Whoa. Even if we both work.
Not me. That's not realistic.
Let me tell you.
You said sometimes.
Exactly.
That's bullshit. That's
Stop.
bullshit.
It's not.
It's not,
It's
man.
not bullshit. It's not
That's
bullshit.
bullshit.
It's not
If
bullshit.
you both got the same type of
It's
job.
not bullshit.
You know he fronting.
Man,
I'm not
If y'all both work, if y'all
Y'all all can't be yelling.
y'all
It sounds
can't
like
say y'all
jibber
you
jabber.
never have a hot plate every
There
day.
is-
Bullshit.
That's not what you just said.
Yeah, she said
Why
sometimes.
are you not listening?
She said
not what
sometimes.
you just
No,
said.
but regardless of what, if you got a motherfucking, all right, is your house always clean?
No. Sometimes I got clean shit.
Now, if it's just you and somebody else in the crib, y'all both got the same hectic ass schedule, how the fuck the place gonna be clean? With dinner? How?
She says dinner sometimes.
Niggas,
Let me say, Chucky, you saying how? You saying how?
Yep.
Some men tell their wife, I don't give a fuck how much jobs you. This fucking house be clean, but this is what I'm saying. So because
She's talking some weasel ass nigga.
it's not weasels. A lot of men think like that, Chucky.
I don't think like that.
Fine.
That's
So you're
stupid.
you're the
Exception.
smaller percentage, right? But I'm telling you, most men, a lot of men who live with a woman, they assume there's a unspoken expectation.
Crazy.
If you live with a woman, you come home and the fucking house is nasty. You don't care if you're working. You are a woman. My house is supposed to be clean.
Never heard that before.
I have a woman in my house.
shit. Huh?
I have a woman in my house.
That's our old shit mentality.
No.
I feel we both working. I get it.
Fine,
Sometimes
you ain't working.
fine,
if you're not
fine.
working, that's different.
Okay.
But we
You know
both
what?
working
Take
hard.
what you said. If we both working,
If we both,
right?
yeah.
And again, this is must be a new way of.
No, it's not new way.
It is new. It is new. Let me tell you something. All my aunts and uncles, all my aunts are married. My parents are married. My grandparents are married. I remember this is how it goes. It is an unexpected expected. Nobody talks about it, but it's expected. And because I know when you live with a man, he comes home, he's working, you working too, he don't give a damn.
That's stupid.
It is stupid, but it's a reality.
No, you can't.
Listen, and I'm not negating what he's saying, and I get what you're saying, but the reality is that this is what is expected. So if that's why I said it's a trade-off.
I'm not saying it's not a trade-off, but we're not talking
this is
about.
Why I'm saying trade-off. Fine, Shaki.
No, I'm listening.
Y'all not gonna get into the conversation only because y'all don't think like that. I'm talking about the men who do think like that, and a lot do.
So I can see it if it was like she's a stay-at-home wife or whatever, and she literally takes care of kids and everything. All right, that's your duty or whatever.
No, because in that
don't give a fuck, Dre. Shut up.
No. One at a time.
No. Talk after.
Say some shit.
No, nigga. You gotta learn to stop talking.
Wait.
Because your kids. It's your boys here.
Go.
Fucking asshole. No, I'm saying now if it's a situation where you got stay at home wife and that's what the fuck that's what she should be entitled to do. Cleaning, cooking, make sure everything's tidied up. That makes sense. But if you both coming home from work at the same fucking time, hey honey, how was your day? Why the house ain't clean? What the fuck? That's stupid. That's stupid. What narrative's being changed, nigga? That's
this conversation we're talking about is about a woman that can provide for herself prior to a relationship. A woman that's a stay-at-home mom is not providing for herself because she's at home. That's not what we're talking about.
So what I'm saying is, so it's different. It's different. So I'm only talking about the men that. I just want to say Jay understands. I don't want to not say you don't understand.
No, I'm not a dickhead. I grew up in a Caribbean household.
That's
how my household was.
My grandmother worked full time. My grandfather worked full time. My grandmother woke up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. She made bread and she prepared the food for when she come home to cook. She prepared.
My parents African.
She put the food in the fridge.
My mom's like that.
She would leave work. Go pick up the kids. Come home.
Cool.
My grandfather would meet her home, and his food. He would come home later. She would be home a couple hours before him. And the food will be cooking. By the time he come home, if they in the bed, the food will be in the microwave for him. This is a religious thing. And let me tell you something.
That's like Caribbean shit, real talk.
Okay, so let me finish my point because I'm going off, right? So what I was saying was, when a man lives with a woman lives with a man, there's like I said, I'm sorry, I keep saying it because I'm excited. Let me calm down. That there is a unspoken expectation. So a man comes home, he's expecting a warm meal. He come home, he want his house clean. If it's kids, he want them in order. He want things going on, right? So the trade-off, Dre, and what I'm talking about is, if you expect me to do all those things in addition to still fucking working and having a kid and going to work, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's why you pay all the fucking bills because I got shit going on.
Here's the problem.
Yeah, like that shit.
Here goes the problem with the conversation we're having.
Yes.
The reality of what
I'm
you're
fucking back in my
saying,
leg.
that train of thought is very old school, right? Not that it's wrong, it's just old school.
I never said it's wrong. People
I'm
still
not
live
saying
in that.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong.
I'm not saying it's wrong.
Right. The train of thought is old school. And the conversation that the social media is having now is along the train of thought that he's having in the sense that we both get home from work. I'm not expecting you to do none of that shit. So why the fuck are you telling me you're not gonna pay the bills? You expect me to pay all the bills. I'm not coming home to tell you the food need to be cooked. I'm not coming home to tell you that you need to clean the house. I'm not coming home to tell you none of that shit. I know you work. I work. We both tired.
She wasn't even thinking like that.
The majority of the men say that. They say that.
The chick that made that post, she wasn't even thinking like that.
No, think about it. So
Excuse
you
me.
want a man to pay.
Excuse me.
So what are you doing with your money if a man's doing all this? What are you doing with your money?
Therefore, emergency.
What are you doing with your money? You go shopping free. Go shopping
emergency.
Go
we go on vacation.
Okay.
You
got need $2,000 a year.
Are you taking your man with you on these vacations? No.
I'm saying that. People be like, that our money goes when we go on family trips. $2,000-$3,000 a year. That shit don't fucking add up. It don't make sense. Because people always say that bullshit.
If y'all want to talk about the deadbeat woman, the woman who ain't got shit going on, who take her man money and don't put it back in her home, that's what y'all talking about. I don't speak on those women.
Well, she can't take her money without paying the bills at the time.
Wait a minute. I'm not talking about that woman. I'm talking about the woman that you marry, that you love, that is is good for your family. That's the woman I'm talking about. That's the one that matters to me. I'm not worried about the other ones. I'm talking about the woman who is taking her own money and putting it into something or investing it back into the home or doing the extras that his money can't do. That's the woman I'm talking about.
And that's the part where, of course, but that's the part.
What you say?
You know me.
I know what you said.
Do they exist?
How do they exist?
They got nasty everything. They was like, church. I was sorry. I didn't get it. They got nasty.
Hold up.
But yes, they do exist. They do exist. And those women, let me stop yelling. I'm sorry, guys.
You stay yelling.
I know. Those women,
Y'all ain't from the barbecue course.
those women want to know that if they're giving or doing all of that stuff, which takes work, which takes investment, which takes time, that if she does get pregnant or if your back go out, we have money in the bank or money is available there. I get pregnant.
But y'all women don't think like that no more.
Don't say y'all.
So that's okay. So I'm gonna say this because you say y'all women don't think like that. A lot of these guys out here don't have a fucking pot to piss in. They're not building themselves to get wives like that. Okay?
Taking them home.
And you know what?
Yeah, y'all love them more.
Don't bitch. Don't complain about that shit.
What happened?
Y'all be
Don't
fucking
bitch
up
about that because women still take these men home. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying that women take them home. So don't be complaining about the shit you got in the house.
Listen, I'm not speaking about that woman. So y'all can talk about that woman all you want. Okay?
But to my point, the woman that you referenced just now is not saying to me that I need to pay all the bills for the house because my money's not going to the house because I was doing this before you got here. That's not the woman that's using her money and putting it back into the house.
They fucking living free.
What?
They living free. What the fuck they doing?
Who living free?
Niggas be scared to talk. I'm saying.
You say y'all living free.
No, and not all of them, but I'm saying a lot of these motherfuckers, all they doing, they try to let the motherfuckers, the guys spend on their bread and they stacking their fucking bread.
That's how I'm looking at it because
a lot of them do that.
I'm not gonna say every woman. Fuck that.
And then when the emergency pops
up. Not all of them.
Have you dated every woman?
Not yet.
You won't with that attitude.
Not yet. You got a list for a second. Not yet.
There's a lot of this conversation that's out of context, and I think that's the reason why it's so hard to debate the shit because unless you can get a person to say this is what I mean when I say these things, then blow a hole in their bullshit ass argument. Everything else is just conjecture because we don't know what happens to the rest of their money. Because if you're paying all your bills on your own by yourself before you met me, and you're gonna tell me when we get together that you're not paying nothing.
That's not what I said though.
No,
that's the communicate
that's
coming
what's coming across with the messages. If I'm paying all these bills alone before I got with you, I'm not paying nothing because you're gonna pay all of my bills plus your bills when we're together. We got a problem.
That's where we're stuck at.
So fine. So now everything. So you believe in the 50-50.
I'm not talking about 50-50.
Are we talking about bills?
Yeah, we're talking about bills.
So what are you saying about that?
What I'm saying is,
be clear,
if you're paying your bills before you got to me, that means you shouldn't have a problem paying bills when we're together.
The receipt has a new name for all the bills.
Okay.
The receipt. Pretty much the guy's paying everything now.
Is that a question or a statement?
I'm telling you. I mean, you said you're not paying the bills no more. Somebody else is paying the bills, right?
I'm not paying I'm not paying everything that I was doing before.
So you just said a minute ago he's paying everything.
Did I say everything?
Yes, you did.
Maybe I did say everything. Maybe that's what I really feel. I know it's not realistic, so I don't want to come off like
it's not that it's not real. So I will use myself for an example. Okay, I have a home. I have all of my regular bills to pay.
Yes.
Whether you are here or you're not here, the bills still need to get paid.
Yeah.
So you come here, you stop paying all of your own bills. Me saying to you that you need to put money into the house is not because I need you to pay the bills. It's because I don't need an additional burden on me if you're supposed to be my partner. Like I don't need a kid. I need a partner. There's a difference.
That's what we're trying to say.
Okay, so what would that burden be?
Just in general.
Because you said all the bills would be paid.
Right. So
what
I mean,
the burden be?
That's extra. That's the extra mouth to feed.
Food. There's more lights on. There's more paper towels. There's more of everything. Heat. Oh, I'm cold. I'm hot. All this bullshit. You fucking around my fucking thermostat. We'll put some fucking clothes on. No, I'm cold. I want to be naked, but I want to.
Get to the point.
Now niggas cut me off.
Yeah, because
now niggas cut me off.
Now you see how I feel.
That's my point. Is that there's gonna be additional expense for another person being here. But if we're together, I shouldn't be picking up a kid.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, and that's how the shit comes across. Like, yo, you gotta pay all of my bills for what? Go the fuck home. Go live by yourself. If that's
She
what
was
you want.
living by herself. Well,
Go
we
back
talking
living by
girls,
yourself.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no difference.
Well, just find a rich dude who like
No
blowing money. Who don't care.
I think there is a difference. I think there's a difference between you living by yourself as
Sorry, don't work. Sorry.
you living by yourself and you
Guys.
providing for yourself, and then you get with a man and you still do pay him the same thing. What's the point? You could be by yourself.
I don't understand.
True.
There has
So
to
why
be
not?
Shocky. There has to be some benefit.
It is. You have a companion.
Yeah,
What's the benefit?
You have a teammate. You got a companion.
Yeah,
That's a better-
what is the team? What does the team need?
Penis. Well, no, I would say that. He said the benefit. That's what I'm
Funny ass
talking
nigga.
about. Yeah. He said, what's team? Penis. Like,
First thing on your mind? Penis.
like that. Dick. Oh,
Calm down.
Team to me is whatever you lack, I pick up. Whatever you can't do, I'll try to help. Like I don't know.
but if you was doing everything before, then what is this? What's the sack you picking up?
Yeah,
because it's two people now. Like Andre just said.
But you said that person, but it's not like y'all just jumping, y'all tackling all these shit together. You said it's pretty much been transferred over to him.
Right.
Right. So what slack are you picking up? There's no slack. There
is slack.
No.
Cooking, cleaning.
He probably wasn't doing. First of all, he probably wasn't doing that before.
Like, no, stop the bullshit.
Just said that's what ain't happening.
We just said what? What's not happening?
No.
We just said that y'all both got jobs.
Yeah.
So-
We talking about the person who both people have jobs.
I mean, I hope so.
She confused She confused her own self. Like, she fucked her own self up because
Hold up.
he called you.
Hold on.
Hold up. Alright? Cause you young ones, y'all niggas always look up from the camera. Turn it to yourself, okay? Listen, cause y'all young ones, it's hard out here for these young girls. I see, okay? Cause these young boys, y'all have nothing to give, nothing. All right?
Hard dick and bubble gum.
Hard dick and bubble gum.
He worked for Lexus.
And not even hard dick, cause I heard some of y'all can't even get it up.
How you
You just had too much
This
mileage.
nigga made his dick a sperm bomb of all kids. Like, you order your
Like, my dick is the sacrificial lamb. Like,
Yes.
no, what?
You
No.
got your whole your dick represent all the kids, all the young ones.
No, it don't work like that. I have a lot to offer, personally. I'm just saying.
Please put his face. Put his face in the video. You gotta put his face.
So everyone can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, you gotta put his face.
Okay.
Dre, when I go home, I'm gonna come back later.
Nah, he tired.
He tired.
Oh
Give me
my
assistance.
God.
He gonna sleep forever.
Nigga said he tired. Give me a little assistance.
I'm telling you, being a woman in a relationship, it's a lot. It's a lot.
So the fuck
You
you.
have to,
It
it's
is
a
a
lot.
It is a
And
lot.
I think it's only right for a man to do his duty. Just like a woman. I'm smiling because I'm like, nigga, Dre with the bullshit.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at her like, yo.
Put hands around my neck. So, okay, so
Do my
what's a man's,
duty.
No. What's a man's duty? What's a man's duty in a relationship? Tell me.
you gotta
No, I want to know.
Protect you from harm.
No. I want to hear from
That's
that.
one of. Oh, you said you.
Oh, okay, fuck it. I'm a young one. I'm a young one.
You're a baby.
Tuck your dick in
Little
and
soft ass dick out of here.
get that noodle dick out of here. Tuck your noodle dick in. Tuck it in.
I'm
Cool.
sorry.
Yo.
Yes. What did you say? Protect what?
Huh? None.
Okay. No problem.
I'm a young one, so I'm gonna let y'all rock.
No problem. Come on, y'all.
So
Let
that
me
dick in your
hear you.
pocket. You said what?
Did she talk to Dre?
See, you making jokes. I hear
That's right in the mic. You know, right?
Oh shit.
No, what he wanted me to say was protect you from harm.
No. Come on, we have the
That's
real
true.
That is a
true.
real conversation though. Like you don't expect a man to defend your honor if some shit goes down?
Or run behind you.
You defend my honor?
Do you not think so? I'm asking you a question.
Protect
You have to
you.
try
You're
to
supposed to
finish
protect.
this round.
Please say no, son. I would have
I'm
hit it.
asking.
I asked you a simple question. You
I-
answer my question with a question.
No, I'm answering the question with protect you from harm, and you like,
That's-
oh
that's your
really?
answer?
Oh really?
No, he's
That's
not
your
finished.
answer?
That's not the only
Okay.
thing. You say his duty.
I'm listening.
God damn.
Go. I'm listening.
That's one of the things you're supposed to do, right? Make sure you don't want for anything, right? That sounds and comes across in a lot of different ways.
Oh,
That's not always
How
a
do you
money
mean,
thing.
sir?
you shouldn't. If there's anything that you need, I should be able to provide that for you, right? So maybe that means, oh, I want a Snickers bar today. You know what, baby? Don't worry about it.
You know what?
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get you a Snickers bar. Because if you're gonna tell me
that's very,
but it's
really,
it's general and it sounds like bullshit. But if he's willing to do anything for you, that doesn't only apply to the fucking lights. It applies to anything for you. So yeah, it's fucking 12 o'clock in the morning. You ask for some stupid shit. You gotta go outside and get that dumb shit.
That's stupid shit.
That's just what it is.
okay.
So his duty is to provide a level of happiness in your life.
Emotional support, you got adding all this.
All of that shit. I mean, that's all enrolled into into the happiness. So it's not about money. And this conversation you've been talking about the money.
You know what? I find it funny that men always say. Some men, not all men.
Okay, I'm about to say you.
I'm sorry.
She generalized. She been generalizing everybody.
It's not an issue when it comes to money, but
it's not an issue.
It's not an issue.
No.
Oh, but what okay.
We trying to find out.
No person wants to be taken advantage of. Let's just put that out there.
That's what
No person,
I agree.
man or woman. So when it's coming across as,
oh, you paying
for everything, why is the question? That's the question. If you give me a good answer, cool, I'll pay for everything.
Well, don't say talking about some damn cooking. That ain't a good answer. Because
you're the same one that's gonna say, let's go out for dinner. Why the fuck are we doing that? You supposed to be out home cooking.
Also, what if you cook? What if you cook and your cooking is just
you gonna pay?
Oh, what then?
What if you can't cook?
Yeah, like what then?
Huh?
What we gonna eat? You gonna pay?
No. She does that by herself.
I gotta pay the bills. I gotta pay the bills. So you gonna pay when you go out to eat?
Maybe.
We maybe have ice tomorrow.
I'll get you both in the kitchen.
What about you, Shotty? What's the man's duty?
But no heat.
No heat. Yeah, you spent all that fucking heat money on dinner when you went out.
No heat this mo.
Yeah.
We both went out to eat. It ain't just me.
I mean he.
Oh.
But you said maybe, so he had to pick up the slack and pay for that $200 steak dinner, and that was the lights.
See, certain men.
But then you gotta do back on your shoulder.
That was the lights.
Conversations. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
They just gonna pay, right? They just gonna pay.
Certain men wouldn't have these kind of conversations.
Well, hey man, look, that's why I say more power to y'all. There's a lot of simp niggas out there.
There's not even more power to y'all because there's a. I'm not talking about me, but if you're gonna tell me that certain men won't have this conversation because they just gonna pay, these are the same dudes that feel entitled to say, well, I'm gonna have any woman I want, regardless of the woman I have at home, because a lot of the time you can't pick and choose what the mentality is going to be if you're going to say certain men won't even have this conversation, because certain men who won't have this conversation are the same kind of certain men that will have a whole nother chick because you know what? They can afford it.
And you won't say nothing
It's about money.
and you won't say nothing because he's providing.
Yeah, that's true. You can't even say nothing.
It's not a sacrifice. I'm talking about the mentality of the person. It's not a sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a sacrifice. He's like, yo, I'm not going to, you want to pay your bills? No problem. I'm gonna pay all your bills. I buy your clothes. I do everything. You go to work. You keep your money. Do whatever the fuck you want to do with your money.
And guess what? You'll be happy with that, correct? Facts. So, you're gonna have another side chick. And what are you gonna do?
That's not always the case.
It's not always the case. That's my point.
But you're making that short.
No. But then there's another case. There's another case with another.
case. Because obviously,
I'll give you
there's
more.
two cases.
No, there's more because there's
be with
even.
the guy who can pay half and he'll be loyal, and be with the guy who can pay all.
No.
You just gave that example.
That's
What
what
are you talking about?
And there's simp niggas out there, little bird ass niggas that you can actually game out. That ain't got no background.
Why is it game? Why
it
he just can't afford it?
No. Hold on, no. Shut the fuck up. So look, cause you talk over niggas too much. Look, don't get it twisted. Everybody over here got money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just not no dumbass nigga. Y'all ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? Look, look, it is because of the way. Look, it may not, you saying that, but the way you explaining it sounds like it's pretty much like it is like that.
That's how it sounds.
All right, no, but
you know what I'm saying?
True.
We go ahead.
No, I'm switch up. You meet a guy. You make more than him. He don't make as much, but yet y'all great together and everything. Y'all want to move in together. What's gonna happen then?
He still got paid.
His money is not that long. He only could do but so much,
and he's doing it.
And he's doing what he could do to his ability. Mm-hmm. Then what? What is gonna happen? He can't do it. He can't pay everything, but he could pay half. Or maybe more than half, but not everything. Let me
retract my statement, okay?
She's not even looking at that dude.
No,
She's not even looking at him.
You don't make it to the house.
You don't make it to the finals. That's facts.
Let me retract my statement. I hear what you're saying.
You gotta do your thing.
Yes, I'm gonna answer the question. He gonna probably listen to this later.
I'll wait till y'all finish. I'll wait till Avengers go off.
No, because we had this conversation. We had this conversation. I had this conversation with him and the guy. Remember I told you the last story with the girl, the DM or whatever? We had that conversation too. But anyway, I always have this conversation because this is important. I think people should talk about this.
Okay.
I say if we make about the same amount of money, right? I always feel at minimum, you should be able to cover the overhead by yourself. The overhead, I'm talking about either it's the rent or the mortgage or the whatever, co-op, whatever. Because the overhead, I think, to me, is important to be like, my man is supposed to be able to at least, at minimum, make sure, keep the overhead. Everything else can be worked out. Everything else could come out of our pocket. We could share other things too. But the overhead for me specifically, I can talk for other women.
No, I agree with
the overhead you must be able to pay that in full by yourself. Okay. And if we live together, obviously, and again, I'm not talking about the woman who's using and trying to live for free, like you said, Shaki. No. I'm talking about I'm not talking about that woman who come with nothing but want everything. There's no confusion with that woman. You see what I'm saying? That's the woman I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the woman who is coming with something and the man is expecting her to do as much as him, but he doesn't have to sacrifice what she has to sacrifice. Men don't have to sacrifice money when his wife gets pregnant. He can continue to go to work and money will be available. A woman needs to feel like she's protected in that way. Secure in that way. Security. That's important.
Right, I get you.
I don't want to come off as like that. And if I did come off as that, I retract that statement. He should not pay everything. It's unrealistic. But now to answer your question, if we're making the same amount of money, but like I said, I do expect him to pay the overhead in full. Everything else we can talk about. Car note, car payment, groceries, utilities, things like that. I agree with that. When children come into the situation, then we have to have another conversation. Because that's expensive too.
Well, it's not only more normalized now.
Yeah, that's more normal. That's normal.
I apologize, okay?
See, that's normal. That's what I'm like, all right, that makes sense. But the way you said before, I'm like, what?
Because you know what, I was going off of, we were talking about the girl.
But
everybody was attacking her. And honestly,
they should attack her.
So they should not be attacking her weight and all
No.
Like, I understand what her weight, her being fat have to do with it. And if she thinks like that, what's the problem?
If she was even like regular slim, they would say she had a big head or something. They just was turned off by her bullshit. So they were just coming at her.
Attack her.
It was anything they could see, they were just going at her. That's all it was. It wasn't even that personal. They were just going off.
They didn't even go that.
They were just turned off by the bullshit she was saying. But at the end of the day, there's gonna be some guys that still would have been like, all right, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's different niggas out there. Whatever we call them, whatever. I'm saying, it's a lot of, like, the way she was asking for all that shit, it's some niggas that would really be okay with that, and then some guys like that would say, get the fuck out of here, whatever. But it's, like, there's different guys out there, some niggas will do that. You know what I'm saying? But
those are the same niggas that be having the side shit.
Well, some of them.
Some of them.
That's not all of them.
There's men who make good money for themselves and for their girl and for their family. And they don't want other women out there.
But there's guys that make good money that ain't with that bullshit either. That's what I'm saying.
That's true too.
Cause I'm saying, like,
that's true too. But some men, it's not even a conversation. It's assumed. Oh, not assume, but not assume. Wrong choice of words. He just like, okay, you my woman, I take care of my woman. Whatever you need is there.
Right.
But some women don't have to have that conversation with some men.
That's cool.
That's real cool. Where he at though?
What happened?
What happened to homeboy? What's up? She just shitted on homeboy right there, like that.
No, don't bring him into this. He's good.
Oh wow!
Damn.
My
bad.
He's good.
You said where he at? You said where he at?
No, I'm just talking in general, not for me.
I get what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying, and there's exceptions to the rules across the board, everywhere. So, not the extreme birds and extreme, because there's women that do that same shit for men. Niggas ain't got nothing. They come with nothing. They either they don't have a job or they got a bullshit job. They can't pay for their own shit.
Did they come with men?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Did you say that? The niggas come with men.
I mean, some niggas do that.
They do.
Niggas do that shit too.
Definitely be on that creep shit.
And women take care of them because they financially can.
Some women like that shit for some reason.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Some women like doing it.
Yeah.
So
They like taking care of bums.
Now it's not even that.
Now
they just feel
bum.
They just want to be in control.
We were just talking about the men who don't come with nothing.
Like, think about it.
That's the bum.
That bum term. I ain't never heard a bum term all night.
Call a woman though?
I ain't heard a bum term all night.
Is that what you call a woman?
You know what I'm saying? A woman will expose a broke nigga to a bum nigga, right? You just put my point. So anyway,
that's not what you said earlier, sweetheart. You said a woman will expose a broke guy before a guy who beating her ass. We're not talking about
what
that.
you just said a minute ago.
I said that guy who doesn't come with anything. His example.
He's a what?
With a woman who's
he's a what?
He's a bum.
Like I said. So like I was saying.
What's your point?
I was
missing something.
Oh no, it's just funny.
It's different.
It's funny.
It's different, but you definitely did just go to the bum shit though, like the bum nigga.
Why is he a bum?
I didn't hear that term
the
all
girl
night.
who comes with nothing trying to get she's a bum too. You want me to say that?
Well,
everybody happy now?
Yes.
Let's move on now. Shit.
Equal rights in here.
Equal rights.
I don't know why y'all think I'm not like I'm all for. If she don't come with nothing, and she trying to take. Like I said earlier, she's a bum too.
We understand. We just didn't hear any type of.
No, think about it. You got all these women. They got women like these cougars. That kick them, they get these young dudes and take care of them. And they don't gotta work because they will really take him. As long as they fuck them, that's all they care about.
Because that's what's important to them.
The whole working here is right now.
The what?
The microphone's right there. The whole working here.
He was whispering?
Yeah.
Where they at though? So you just pulled up on him.